Boom, 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 boom. Wednesday show. I was singing the song with Christmas, Christmas. I don't know. We they're singing deck the halls, but it don't feel like Christmas at all. I don't know. I don't know the words. I just know I like it. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Hello, everybody. We're coming to you from another exciting Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Hey, howdy, hey. Welcome to the practice round. I also like Joe. So I think it's so funny that here, let me look it up on YouTube because you guys were talking about how it actually pops up as a star on YouTube, right? Because on my thing, it's like a weird. Oh, you know what? I can just take a picture. Here, let me take a picture so I can show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like on my side. Which I think is kind of funny. So that's what it looks like on my side. On your side, though, it appears as a star. And I don't see it as a star on my side. So let me pull up actual YouTube and go to the stream here. Oh, yeah, but on the... So it appears on a star down here. Wait a minute. Focus. Down here it appears as a star, but on here it still appears as the other. Look at that. Ooh, we're like behind times right now. Ready? Haha. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, what was the number that we started with? Oh, there, 5. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing well? Hopefully everyone's doing well out there. It does kind of look like a superhero, like a Spider-Man S there. I kind of like it. Okay, we are going to do another exciting episode of the Wednesday show here in just a few minutes. But before we get started, we are trying to figure out exactly what we're going to be going through and doing our episode about here. So what we're going to do is before we go into our intro, let's give you 3 topics to choose from. Uno, dos, tres. And while I kind of go through, if you have some other ideas, you can throw them into the comments, and we can hopefully figure things out. That is, it is the Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Okay, so let's get this party started. We are going to either do an episode continuing our Disney 100 years, 100 years, our countdown of our 100 Disney years, and going through and talking about every single year and what's happened throughout all of the years. We still have, not a lot, but we still have about probably 30 years left. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but my guess is right around 30. And some of those years in the 30 are not the most exciting things. But if you guys want to do that, we can do that. Otherwise, what we can do is we can do an episode about a retired attraction. So going, let's do a retired attraction. Or if someone has an idea in the chat room, we can throw that one into our vote as well. You guys think about that while we do our intro in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 748th episode of the Wednesday show. We literally only have 2 episodes left of 2023 because today is December 20th, 2023, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going based off of one of your ideas that are popping up in the chat room right now. So start throwing your ideas in the chat room. So if you want retired attraction or Disney 100 years or something completely different, throw what you want in the chat room and we will possibly do what you want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. So, but before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, I want to sincerely apologize because every single Saturday we do our Saturday in the park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday, except for this past Saturday, We do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. I had a few people who did write to me this past Saturday saying, hey, where are we going for Saturday in the park? And I was like, I am sick. And in the 13 years that I've been living down here in Florida, there have been a total of 5 days where the parks have been open. Because obviously 2020 was closed for a long time. But there's been a total of 5 days where the parks have been open. I've been in the state of Florida and I've not gone to the parks. One of them I was traveling. One of them I was helping a friend. One of them I was extremely sick. And then the fourth and fifth one were this past Friday and Saturday when I was also extremely sick. So I do apologize. Whoever was out there trying to have it so you were watching the Wednesday show this past Saturday, I was sick. I was literally laying down for hours. Actually, let me show you this, because this is one of the people I work with was like, how sick were you? And I usually average anywhere between 17 to 25,000 steps in a day. And I've always been very proud of that fact. And then I showed them my steps on Friday, which was a whopping 327 steps, 0.16 miles altogether. So that was literally 327 would have just been me going to the bathroom throughout the day. And that was it. That was the only times I ever got any steps in. So just kind of, yeah, not the greatest at all. But I do apologize to anyone out there who did try to join us. But you're in luck, because if you want to join us this coming up Saturday for our Saturday in the Park, make sure you join us over on YouTube at 1 o'clock Eastern Time for a broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. Also, if you didn't already know, we are doing a brand new YouTube video, a full video, and a brand new YouTube short literally every single day. And of course, as always, if you want to go into extra innings tonight and have it so we start just doing your Disney questions or whatnot, going to extra innings, we are going to look for more subscribers as we go through here tonight. So our starting number is 3,575 subscribers at the start of the show. So for every new subscriber that we get as the show goes on, we will go into extra time answering more and more of your Disney questions. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Or if you know someone who has not subscribed yet that you think might like our Disney content every single day, make sure you send them over to subscribe as well. And of course, as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by the Slugs with the Shell are snails, and Brent's friends are Patreon pals. I don't know what I'm doing. I saw a snail when I was walking up my stairs today, and that made me think of that song. So it's a brand new song. I just made it up. Okay, so let's go to the vote in the chat room. No one threw any original ideas in there, but we are either going to do a Disney 100 episode, a retired attraction episode, or ask the Disney or the Disney. Wait, what's my ask the Disney expert? Ask the expert, or an ask the expert one. So throw you down. Sick and tired of going to the parks. That's what he said. I would never. Right, we got 1 for retired attraction, 2 for retired attraction, 3 for a retired attraction. We'll give about 30 more seconds here just in case we have a steamroll over of Disney 100 or whatnot. But right now it does look like we're going to be doing a retired attraction episode here on our second to last episode of 2023. Now, before we continue up, while we wait for the last 30 seconds here, I would like to remind you that if you've never joined us for our last broadcast of 2023 or the year in the past, what we will be doing next week is we will be going over to Fort Wilderness as our annual tradition of going to check out the different Christmas displays over there that people put up. So make sure you join us next Saturday, or I'm sorry, not Saturday, next Wednesday at 9:30. We will be doing that broadcast right here as well. That will only be on YouTube. It won't be on Facebook because I cannot broadcast both at the same time on my phone. So make sure you join us for that as well. Okay, it looks like we are going to be doing a retired attraction episode tonight. So let's narrow this down just a little bit further here. Okay, we can either do a retired attraction episode about Fort Wilderness's Inflatable Land right now. I know, I love it. Every single year, I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do is we can either have it so we do 3, okay, great movie ride. Magic Disney animation. That's a good one. I didn't think about that one until that's literally just popping into my head right now. Or a third one, which could be, I like the studios theme. So Studio Backlot Tour. Did we do that one recently? Did we do that one recently? I don't think we did. Those are going to be your three options. So we can either do a Great Movie Ride episode, a Studio Backlot Tour, or a Magic Disney Animation episode. Right now, we're going to give you guys about a minute to throw your votes in on which retired attraction you want us to talk about tonight. I like the idea of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Or, it is Christmas time, we could do Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. Throw that out there too. Christmas. Ba-dum-bum. We have done a lot of Osborne ones in the past, though. So, all right, we got one for Studio Backlot Tour. We got one for Great Movie Ride. We got, Osborne. We got another one for Osborne. And if the people who've already voted for Great Movie Ride and Studio Backlot Tour want to switch to Osborne, you guys are more than welcome to as well. But right now, we do have two for Osborne, one for Studio Backlot Tour, and one for Great Movie Ride. Oh, we got another. Osborne. We got another Studio Backlot. So right now it is 3-2 with Osborne Family Spectacle Dancing Lights in the lead. We'll give you guys about 15 more seconds to throw your votes in. But right now it does look like we're going to be going all the way to Little Rock, Arkansas for a fun, festive, and fancy-free episode here. I'm looking over here. I just put up my Christmas tree yesterday. I was going to put it up last week, and then I wasn't feeling good. So I was like, okay. Now's the time. Now is the best time. Now is the best time of our lives. Okay, so tonight's episode is going to be a Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights episode. So let's get this party started. Now, in case you guys do not know what Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights is, let's go back. Before we actually go back into the storyline, we better go back in history just so you can kind of get to know what the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights exactly was. So the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights was something that was put over in Disney from the early 1990s all the way up until about 7 or 8 years ago. And it was the nighttime spectacular for the Christmas season. And originally it was found over at the Studio Backlot Tour, ironically enough, the thing that kept the second most votes. And then eventually it would make its way over to the streets of America. But how did they get there? How did the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights get there? Also, we do have some of the lights from Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights are here in my condo. I knew someone who worked there, and they were able to get me some of the lights after they tore them down forever. Oh, why did it have to go? Okay, so let's get this party started. We are going to start way back in the 1980s. Before we even get to Disney World, we have to talk about the 1980s and Jennings Osborne. Now, Jennings Osborne was a bigwig in Little Rock. See what I did there? So Little Rock, Arkansas is where our story begins with a man named Jennings Osborne and his daughter named Breezy. Breezy, yes. And so one year, Jennings Osborne asked his daughter Breezy, said, "Hey, what would you like for Christmas this year?" And she said, "I just want one thing, Dad. I just want 1,000,000 Christmas lights." Now, Jennings Osborne was one of those people who, when his little daughter asked for something, he wanted to give it to her quite literally, however she said it. So if she said, "I want 1,000,000 Christmas lights," well, by golly, he was going to give her 1,000,000 Christmas lights. So Jennings Osborne started going to different stores and buying all the different Christmas lights they had on display. And then he started to buy all the different inflatable, not the ones that pop up like this, but you know which ones I'm talking about. The ones at like car dealerships, not those ones, but just like, the big inflatable like Santa Claus or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or the ones that we're going to be seeing next week at Fort Wilderness. So when he would start to go through and buy all these different Christmas lights, he would actually have it so he was making this massive collection to really bring this Christmas joy to his daughter, Breezy. So he started to put more and more Christmas lights on the house until eventually it was a very difficult thing to look at because there were literally 1 million Christmas lights that were found all around his house. Now, this eventually became bigger and bigger as the year went on, or as the years went on, until finally some of his neighbors said, Jennings, listen, we love you, but you have to stop. Like, this is just not good. The traffic to get onto our street is ridiculous because everyone is coming from everywhere to see the house with 1 million Christmas lights on it. And he said, no, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. And these people started to go to the point where they said, this is just getting way out of hand. And we want to have it so we just have our peace, our joy for Christmas time. And you're taking that away from us. Christmas is already stressful enough. And now it takes us hours to get home because of your stupid Christmas lights. And so his neighbors, rightfully so, decided that they're going to sue him. Now, Jennings Osborne said, okay, listen, I apologize. I really should not have done this, but I wanted to still. Like my daughter, like she wants these Christmas lights. I want to make her happy. So that's just what I'm doing. So he said, listen, instead of having it so you guys sue me, how about instead, I'll just buy your house. And his neighbor said, yeah, we'll do that. So Jennings Osborne bought the house next to him. So naturally, he said, wait, now I have all this more real estate. I can actually expand on my Christmas display even more so. So he started to go through and put more and more Christmas lights up on this other house. And now he had not one, but 2 houses on the street that were just completely decked out in Christmas cheer. Eventually, one of his other neighbors said, this is ridiculous. No more. They sued him too. He bought their house. So eventually he got to the point where the entire city decided that they're going to sue Jennings Osborne because the amount of Christmas lights that he had there, which is kind of ridiculous when you really think about it. Like, you have a lot of Christmas lights, and now like the whole city's like, haha, lawsuit. So eventually what happened was this story became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger up until the point when a few people at Disney started to hear about it because it became nationwide news. Everyone started to hear about Jennings Osborne and his unbelievable display of Christmas lights in Little Rock, Arkansas. So a man named John, who works for Disney, was in charge of contacting Jennings Osborne. And he called him, ring, ring, Jennings Osborne. Hey, it's John. I'm from Disney. Have you ever heard of it? And he's like, yeah, of course I've heard of Disney. We go to Disney every time. Well, listen here. I have heard about your Christmas lights, and Disney would like to purchase your Christmas lights from you so they still have a home, and that way the lawsuit doesn't happen and everyone is happy in this situation. What can we do to make you happy? Listen, John, I'm not going to lie. My daughter, Breezy, she just wanted all these different Christmas lights, and this was just a thing to make her happy. And I'm just trying to make her happy by having all these Christmas lights. I understand that. But I also understand that I don't want you to go to jail. I don't want you to lose a lawsuit. I want to have it so you're happy. What can we do? Like, can we buy these Christmas lights from you? Well, John, no. I do not want you to buy these Christmas lights. I'm not going to actually ask you for money. However, this is what I do want from you. I want to have it so you can take my Christmas lights. You can bring it to Disney World. Actually, before we get any further, have you actually been to Disney World? I have been to Disney World. I love Cinderella Castle. I would love to see my Christmas lights up there. Actually, have you been recently? We just opened up a brand new park called Disney MGM Studios, and I'm not sure if you've been. Yeah, we went there last year. It was a nice park, but not much to do there. Exactly. But with your Christmas lights, I think a lot of people are going to be coming here, especially during the holiday season, to check out your amazing display of Christmas lights. Well, John, I think maybe we can make this work. I think that there's this opportunity here to have it so we can put all this together, but this is what I want from you. I want to have it so not only will my Christmas lights be there, but my family's name will be there as well. The Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights. You got that. What else would you like? I want to have it so every single holiday season, from a few days before Christmas up until the new year, you put my family up in your nicest suite in your newest hotel. Yeah, we actually just opened up a brand new hotel just 2 years ago. It's called the Grand Floridian, and we'll put you up in the nicest suite there every year. Okay, deal. So the deal was made. And all of a sudden, Jennings Osborne, along with John, had it so they had this deal where the entire lights would be sent from Little Rock, Arkansas, to Walt Disney World. And when they would arrive at Walt Disney World, not only would they make sure that the Osborne family name was actually plastered in the lights as the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights, but in addition to that, they would be given specifically the greatest suite in the Grand Floridian from a few days before Christmas all the way through the new year. So this deal was put in place, and this deal lasted up until the thing ended. I don't know if the Osborne family still has the suite every single year. I don't know if they're over there right now. Maybe I should just go to Grand Floridian and say, hey, I know someone who's living here, or not living here, but staying here. And then when they ask me who, I'd be like, oh, Breezy Osborne. I'll be like, oh yeah, go ahead. And then we'll know if they're still staying here or not. But I don't know. So I don't know if that part, if it's still going on after they closed. I do know that Breezy, along with her husband and kids, were the last people ever to flip the light switch. What are you saying with the light switch? The light switch, we're going to get there. Don't worry. Calm down. We're going to get there. So first off, we got to get to the point when they ship all these different things out. So they ship out multiple truckloads of Christmas lights to Disney from Little Rock, Arkansas. And while they're going through all of these different displays, they are going through and they're saying, okay, this is a massive Christmas tree. One of them was a massive Mickey and Santa shaking hands with each other. It was all these great different Christmas displays. And then they came across the most obscure thing of all. And they had to call Jennings and they said, Jennings, we just were going through and we found a massive purple cat here. What's the purple cat? Like, what does that go to? Like, we can't figure out what display it actually goes with. And his response was, oh, that's actually from my Halloween display. You know what? Just keep it. You don't need to send it back. Just keep it. So they said, okay, we don't really know what to do with this thing, but we'll keep it. And fun fact, we're going to flash forward a little bit here, but what they would end up doing with the black or the purple cat is they would actually hide the purple cat every single year in a different location as a tribute to it arriving mistakenly with the thing. Until the very last year. The very last year, what they did was they actually had it so the purple cat would switch positions almost every single night. It was like once a week usually. But it was changing positions at least once a week, but there were a few times where it was literally I'd go 3 days in a row and every single day it would be in a completely different spot. But that's besides our point. Let's continue our story. So they got all the shipment and they had to figure out exactly where they were going to put these at. Now, up until a few years before this, Disney MGM Studios was pretty much a very small park. You had things like our 3 options for tonight, including, well, without Osborne Family Spectacle Dance Lights, but you had the Great Movie Ride. You had the Magic Disney Animation. You had the Studio Backlot Tour. Eventually, a little later in 1989, when the park would first open up, they would add in a brand new attraction called the Indiana Jones Epic Sun Spectacular. And then right around the corner from that, they would open up Star Tours. So at that point, there wasn't a lot to see and do inside of Disney's MGM Studios, but they wanted to figure out a way how to have it so they could draw people there, especially during the holiday season. So what they came up with was the Studio Backlot Tour was a really fun, a really cool, a really long attraction when it first opened up. It was about a 3-hour-long attraction and had multiple restroom stops along the way, but that's completely besides the point. So when they would actually go through and have it so that you went on this attraction, typically most of the stuff would be really exciting to see during the day. However, at night, not as exciting to see. Now, there was one section of the street which was called Residential Street. Now, Residential Street went to about right around where, I was going to say Guardians of the Galaxy, but Galaxy's Edge currently sits today. So pretty much that entire stretch of Galaxy's Edge from like the Marketplace all the way down to Rise of the Resistance was where Residential Street sat at that point. Now, if you're wondering about Residential Street, you can see different houses like the Golden Girls house there, the Brady family from the Brady Bunch, their house there. In addition to that, you could also find Ernest Scared Stupid, his house, Ernest Saves Christmas, his house, same house, but still, there are several different houses that you can actually find on that street. So what they decided to do was when the rest of the park would close down, people could come out to Residential Street and see millions, literally millions of Christmas lights out there on display, and they could walk around on this attraction and really just kind of take in all the Christmas glory as they walked around this area. Overall, amazing idea, great idea, fantastic idea. However, some ideas just aren't meant to last forever. So what would happen is from 1992-ish, right when they first started doing this, all the way up until about 2003, 2004, it was a huge hit. Everyone would love to go over to Disney MGM Studios and they'd love to see this Christmas display. However, in 2005, we got a little wrench in our plan in the form of Disneyland's 50th anniversary. So when Disneyland's 50th anniversary was going on, they decided to have it so each park around the world would receive something else from someplace else around the world. So for instance, Soarin'. Soarin' actually came on May 5th, 2005 over to Epcot. Prior to that, it was only found over at California Adventure. It actually made its way over to Walt Disney World as a gift from California Adventure to Epcot. Now, this would happen a lot. So over at Magic Kingdom, there was a castle show that was there specifically in 2005, and that was a gift from Tokyo. So all around the world, we received different gifts, and different gifts were given out to different parks. Pretty cool idea, pretty cool concept. However, with this concept, something would have to disappear. So Residential Street would disappear because in 2005, as a gift for the 50th anniversary of Disney parks, they would actually have it so Lights, Motors, Action would be coming to Epcot, I'm sorry, not Epcot, Disney MGM Studios as a gift from Disneyland Paris' sister park, the Walt Disney Studios Park. So when this went down, they all of a sudden had a little bit of a problem because they said, okay, prior to this, we've always had Residential Street as our main display for the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. How on earth are we going to have it so we continue to hold up this great tradition of the lights and have it so it lives on in some way, shape, or form? And Disney scratched their heads a little and they said, okay, we do have the Streets of America. The Streets of America is a massive, but it's probably big enough to hold all the lights. And they started to go through and started to build more and more, or I'm sorry, not build. They started to buy more and more lights, specifically because they started to realize that the 2 to 3 million lights that they did have were just not enough to cover the entire street. So they bought another 2 million lights, bringing us up to a total of 5 million lights. So from about 2004, at the end of 2004, up until the end of the lights, they would actually have it so the Streets of America would be covered in lights from head to toe. Now, earlier I did mention the light switch, and I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, what on earth is the light switch? The light switch is the thing that keeps me up at night wondering, why did they not choose me? That's all I wanted to work was to flip that light switch. So the light switch was a massive light switch that was probably the size of up here down to the ground. And it had it so every single day they would choose one family or one guest to come up and flip the light switch to turn on all the Christmas lights around the area. And it was magical. And I always wanted to do it. But sadly, I never had the opportunity to do it. There were so many times where I knew where they chose the person and I would just like sit there for hours like, hey, how you doing? And they'd always be like, oh, look, there's like kids over here, not this creepy old man. And they would walk by me and choose the children instead. Oh. But anyways, when you're going through and they would have the light switch, they would choose one family every single time. Now, the last family that they ever had to turn on the light switch would be Breezy. Now, let's talk a little bit more about some of the different displays that would happen around the area for the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. Because, like I said, we've gone through and kind of talked a little bit about the lights themselves, but there were all these different displays that were put on by Jennings Osborne. Now, one of them that we did mention earlier was the Santa and Mickey Mouse shaking hands. It was a really cool one. It was over by like where the tram did its little loop at the end of the Studio Backlot tour for the last few years. Now, that one was actually a thing that Jennings Osborne purchased at Walt Disney World a few years prior to selling the lights to Disney World. So at that point, there was a thing where you could actually go through and buy these different Christmas lights. And they only had 10 of these that were ever available to be sold. One of them just happened to be purchased by Jennings Osborne, and then it ended up coming back to Walt Disney World. I'm going to get a drink because I'm talking a lot. Does anyone else have any questions, too, while we're out there? Because I'm just rambling a lot right now. Oh, hey, Michael, how you doing? I am getting better, thank you. Stepping on lights be like stepping on Legos, of course. I did see something today that a single Lego brick. Do I have a Lego brick near me? I got a Lego man near me. A single Lego brick is built to withstand 60 pounds of force. Isn't that amazing? Those Lego people, let me tell you. What's this guy's face look like? Oh, he looks scary. Ugh. All right, so anyways, so they would have different displays like that. One of my favorite displays they would actually have throughout the entire year was when we had some Dalmatians that were actually like statues of Dalmatians that they would put up on the steps over by the fire department, even though it's in the fire department, but it was themed kind of around a fire department house, specifically for this year. But my favorite thing of all was Baby Sinclair. Now, if you ever watched the show Dinosaurs, which aired on ABC back in like the early 1990s, I want to say 1991 to 1994, it was the actual puppet dinosaurs. Like, they didn't look like puppets, they like were like, but it was Earl Sinclair, Robbie Sinclair, who was the Fran, and then the sister. I can't think of the sister, but then the baby's name was Baby Sinclair, and Baby Sinclair was actually there as display on the thing. Fun fact: the actual Baby Sinclair, that was not the actual Baby Sinclair. The actual Baby Sinclair is actually found over in the Muppet Studios over in Hollywood, and I was able to see him one time, and they told us not to touch him, and I was very tempted to touch him, but unfortunately I did not touch him because I was afraid of getting kicked out of the studios. So anyways, so let's continue. So we had the different displays there, and like I said, every single night every single year, the purple cat would hide from location to location to location. In addition to that, one of my other favorite displays was, if you remember, on the back part. So if you go down New York Street at the Streets of America, and then you kind of hang around to the left-hand side, which would eventually lead to San Francisco Street's back wall. Over there, you had the Singing in the Rain umbrella. If you went over the Singing in the Rain umbrella during this time of year, they would have it so it was like highlighted with the different like Christmas lights as well to make it more thing. Knock the Mama. Yes, Knock the Mama. That's Baby Sinclair. I miss the lights. My family and I used to go every year. What's your favorite holiday event to go to? That was hands down my favorite one. Now, I really like the Merry Menagerie over at Disney's Animal Kingdom. That was actually my video yesterday. So if you have not checked out my YouTube video yesterday, make sure you check that one out. I just absolutely love those little puppets going around. I think they're cute. Is there any traces of the Osborne family's lights left at Hollywood Studios? No, not really. So when they got rid of the Osborne family's left all the instant lights, the majority of the lights eventually. Okay, so originally they've had a few different stops throughout the years. Originally they were going to go up to Dollywood, and some of the lights did make their way up to Dollywood, and then other ones made their way over to the Give the Kids of the World Village. So the Give the Kids of the World Village is like 5 miles in that direction, and actually that'd be kind of cool. We should see. Can we go over there? We're going to check it out here. Give the Kids the World Village Christmas lights. I thought I was going to talk to us and be like, the holiday lights. Holidays that give kids the world. Can anyone go there? We could go today in Espanol. I've been doing Duolingo, so I could actually do Espanol. Let's see here. The holiday VIP tour will provide insightful backstory. That's not what we want. We want the Christmas lights. I'm gonna look more into that later on. So, anyways, the Christmas lights would eventually make their way over there because Disney still had a lot of lights, and they said, you know what, we want to bring happiness and joy to the kids at the Give the Kids World Village, which is where a lot of their money goes to. That is like leftover, like things that are thrown into the fountains. It'll end up going to Give Kids the World Village, which allows kids who have terminable diseases to have a free vacation pretty much, and they could actually stay there for free. And everything else. It's an unbelievable location, and I think it's amazing what they do over there. So a lot of the kids who are Make a Wish, that's where a lot of them will stay when they go to Disney, and they have free transportation to the parks, so the kids can really truly be encompassed the entire time in just having it so they are the stars in the entire vacation. But one of the things they do every single year is have it so these lights are over there, or a big chunk of the lights are over there as well. Luckily, I was able to see the lights before they went extinct at the Walt Disney World in 2014. It was amazing to see. Aren't they amazing? Like, I think the Christmas lights are hands down. They were one of my favorite displays that Disney's ever done of any. Like, I always said this when the Christmas lights were going on. I always said the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights are not my favorite Christmas thing at Disney. I think they're my favorite thing at Disney. Like, not just. Oh. So, what they would do, to go a little further into this. So originally it was just Christmas lights, and they would play Christmas music, and everything was great and everything was grand, and that was about it. You would just walk around, you'd be encompassed in Christmas as you're walking around the area. Eventually, they became the spectacle of dancing lights. So what they started to do is they started to program these lights to go through and actually truly go along with the music. They always had it so they would flash and stuff with the music, but it wasn't really to the point that it was towards the end. And they had it so there were several different songs that we put on. They had things like Feliz Navidad. And one of my favorite things is if you went there the last 3 years, maybe it was 4 years. I want to say it was only the last 3 years though. The cast members started doing it, one of the Feliz Navidad, and they would kind of do the specific dance. A line, it was some sort of line dance. And they would have it so they went along to Feliz Navidad in the middle of the street. And if you went there often enough, like I did, you knew when Feliz Navidad was going to start, and they were more than welcoming to have as many guests come in as possible. So I used to go there and dance the night away with all these different cast members every single time that the Feliz Navidad came up. In addition to that, they would have I'm Getting Nothing for Christmas. Mommy and Daddy are mad. I'm getting nothing for Christmas. Bad. So anyways, go through, and every single year they started to add more and more songs to it. It was typically one new song every single year. My personal favorite, actually, you know what? Let's get this into the chat room right now. Oh, you know what? We'll have to do it this way. My personal favorite that I ever had is going to be on my channel. Let's do Osborne. So they had this rendition of Winter Wonderland. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is ridiculous how low of views this video has. But they had this view. Oh, you know what? Wait, I didn't even think about it this way. Or you could watch it that way, but wait a minute. We can also do this. Here, let's do. Let's get rid of that one. And then we're going to do share screen with oh wait. Let's see. Look at this. This is amazing. I missed this so much. Here it comes. I love this part coming up. Oh, it's so cool. Merry Christmas in July. I had that on um, Merry Christmas in July. So, oh, isn't that amazing? That like that just I miss it so. That was my favorite. That was my so. There were so many different songs in there that I just thought were great songs overall. That one, there's something about it that every time after I would hear it, I felt like I could go take on the world, which I know is kind of a crazy thing, but I really truly felt like I could take on the world every single time after I heard that song. It just gives you that great like, oh, I know it's winter. Walking in the Winter Wonderland is the song. Um, I did just put the links, whether you're on Facebook or or YouTube. You can see the link for it on both chat rooms. So if you want to go back and watch that later on, a million times, I highly encourage it. Now I'm going to watch it a million times tonight too. Okay, so let's go through. If you guys have any questions about anything or everything dealing with the Osborne Lights or Christmas time, start throwing them in the thing. So we do have a few people saying, I miss them so much. I miss it too. Why did it have to go away? So let's talk a little bit about the disappearance of the Osborne family spectacle dancing lights. Now, the main reason that they got rid of the Osborne family spectacle dancing lights was due to the fact that they were going to do the expansion for Galaxy's Edge along with Toy Story Land. Now, I love Toy Story Land. I love Galaxy's Edge. Both of them, two of my favorite areas in any Disney park. However, the Osborne family spectacle dancing lights, it was, like there's times where during the holidays, I'm like, was it worth it? I still love both of them, but sometimes in November and December, I slightly have a pain in my heart as I go through Galaxy's Edge. I'm thinking, if they did not get rid of Streets of America, we would still have the Osborne family spectacle dancing lights. So oh, excuse me, I'm still a little sick, so also my nose was like, haha, I'm gonna throw some boogers in there. Um, so when they decided to end that, there was some serious debate about what to do with the Osborne family spectacle dancing lights. Were they going to continue to hold on to them? Were they going to put them someplace else? There were rumors going around that possibly you would actually have it so they would be brought over to Disney Springs, mainly due to the fact that Disney Springs was about to open up that same year when that was closing down. And they figured, okay, there is this massive expansion going on at Disney Springs. This will be something that can kind of draw people to Disney Springs during the holidays. And there was some talk about it. And then unfortunately, they said, no, you know what? We're going to do the right thing. We're going to donate a lot of the lights to give kids the world. And I, as much as I wish we could see them every single day, still at Disney's Hollywood Studios, I respect that decision because kids in need, truly, that is a noble cause for them to actually be able to go and experience those Christmas lights as well. But at the same time, there's times where I'm like, oh, I just miss those lights so badly. They were just one of the most beautiful things that Disney has ever done. All right, let's go to your questions. If anyone out there has any questions, I'm going to get some more water here. I love Galaxy's Edge, so I'll accept that. Have you made a lightsaber? I've made 2 lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge. Yes, building the lightsaber, really, really cool experience. I've done it 2 times. I've done both of them with Joe. Joe, are you still in the chat room? Hello, Joe. This is Joe. If you're not subscribed to Joe, go subscribe to Joe. Moments of the magic. Anyone else out there have any questions about the Osborne lights? Anything else like that? Also, let's check out our whatchamacallit, our thing here. So we are currently at 3,575 subscribers still. We have not gone into our extra innings yet. So my goal is last year here. Let me look at, I don't know how to pull it up on here without showing you private information that I should not be sharing. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up my YouTube studio on here. So my goal for the year is last year. This is last year's numbers. Last year, I got 1,148 subscribers throughout the entire year, from January 1st until December 31st. Right now, for 2003, we are at 1,115 subscribers that we've gained since January 1st. So we have 12 days left to get 33 subscribers to at least tie it, but my goal is to pass it up. So that means we need to have at least 3,609 subscribers by the end of the year to pass it up. Do you own one of the lightsabers? Yeah, I own both lightsabers. I've got 2 lightsabers. Yeah, 2 lightsabers. They're both over there. Here, let me get them. We could also talk a little bit about the Christmas. There we go. Lightsabers. I know one of these I have to switch the batteries. Maybe both of them. There we go. That one's dead. That's the green one, I believe. Yeah, so I actually have YouTube videos about building both of the lightsabers. So check that out as well. Oh, the light bulbs. Yeah, I do have a light bulb. Okay. Wait a minute. The light bulbs. Have you thought about? Yeah, so I do a weekly stream from the parks on Saturdays for Saturday in the park. So Saturdays at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we do that. Let me get the other ones here. That did not sound good, but that's okay. Oh, this is not where it is. Now I'm trying to think of where I placed it. I thought it was in this bag. But this bag is a different light. Does anyone know what this light's from? So this is going to be a light bulb, obviously, from the electric water pageant. I got this back in 2010. I went to a D23. I went to a D23 event over at Grand Floridian where we got a special viewing of the electric water pageant. They actually had a few of the designers there. And then they said, for each person here, we're going to give you a light bulb from the electric water pageant. And we all freaked out. I freaked out. I was like, yes, this is the greatest thing ever. And then afterwards, I was like, it's probably, they probably were like, oh, we just replaced all the light bulbs. We need to get rid of these. And someone was like, haha, we should just give it to those Disney nerds that are showing up next week. And they're like, haha, that's a great idea. So, yes. There you go. Saturday in the park, every Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Didn't know. Yep. Yeah, actually, I'm 99% positive I am the longest consecutive person who's been streaming from the parks. We've been streaming every Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, every Saturday since, when was it? It was November of 2010. So we've been doing it for over 13 years, every single Saturday. So I'm 90% positive that I'm the longest consecutive streamer from Disney. Not a lot of people know me, so. But at the same time, we've gone through so many different streaming platforms. We started off with live stream, and then we went to Justin TV, and then Facebook came out with theirs, and then Facebook started getting really bad. So then we went to YouTube a few years ago, like last year, 2 years ago, and that's where we've been since. I'm trying to upgrade again to a streaming service that's going to allow me to do both. But it does cost a lot of money. So I'm just waiting to get more money in order to do that. So hence why, if you guys get me more subscribers, we can make more money. If you get more Facebook people, it's great too, but I don't make any money off of Facebook. YouTube is where I make all of my money. So send people to YouTube, please. Every view on YouTube truly brings me a little bit more of my income. So yeah, anyone else out there have any questions? Now it's going to drive me crazy on where I place those things, the lights. It was a string of lights that looked just like regular Christmas lights, and it was one of the people who I know who was working at it, like as like one of the technicians for it. And when they closed down, he said, "Hey, would you like some lights?" I said, "I would love some lights." So he gave me a string of lights. That's actually how he found my website and stuff, was because of that. Yeah, my Christmas tree is up. It's not all Disney. No, it's a lot of Wisconsin. It's a lot of Wisconsin, a lot of travel stuff, a lot of crayons. I mean, there's a lot of Disney stuff in there too. But it's every Christmas ornament I've had for my whole life. So I used to collect all the crayon ones when I was younger, and then I have a lot of Wisconsin stuff. I've got a Bon Voyage one. A lot of stuff over there. All right, any other questions out there before we wrap up this evening? Or let's check to see where's our number at right now. We are still at 3,575. So we will be wrapping up in just a minute here, unless anyone out there has any more questions. Or if you guys get some more subscribers here, we do have a few more people who are popping up right now. Oh, you didn't give me a Wisconsin ornament this year? How dare you? Yeah, I got... there's one Christmas ornament I do have in my room all the year because I like the design of it. I think it's a cool design. There's the metal one. There's the wood one. The one that I've got in my room is the ceramic one. Okay, any questions, or should we wrap this bad boy up? We got a lot of people who are watching, but they're just quiet. I always point up here because that's where I can see the numbers. You guys don't see the numbers up there at all because you see just Facebook or just YouTube, and you don't see both. But for both, we actually have a lot of people who are watching. Just a lot of people who are quiet. Does anyone have any Christmas plans? I will be going to Animal Kingdom on Christmas, and then I will be going to work on Christmas as well. Did you see or get the new Hallmark Electric Parade ornament? I did not, but here, let me give you the one that I did get this year. And it is right here. This is the one that I got this year. because Peter Pan's flight is one of my favorite attractions of all time, and I love Mickey Mouse. And I'm just now noticing the skull and crossbones inside. I did not notice that until just now. Come on, everybody. Here we go. Oh, that was the Christmas ornament that I got this year, though. Very, very happy with it. And then I also got. I also got this one this year too, which is the Springtime Surprise Run Disney race. On the bottom there, you have the castle, and the right above the Springtime Surprise, and then Epcot. The characters. Overall, really, really cool. I have been collecting a lot of the Christmas, or I'm sorry, Christmas, the shoes throughout the years. Just because I think they're really cool. I also I got the, here, this is going to become our Christmas one. My wife and son Oliver got that one for treat. I had to pay double for the Electric Parade one on Amazon. I saw the Electric Parade one, but I saw it online, but I never saw it in person. I got the Peter Pan Lounge Fly and wallet for my birthday Saturday and rode Peter Pan. Nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday from all of us to you. Okay, what's the other one? And here's the last one that I got this year, this is from the marathon weekend. And it says, I did it on the side, which I never liked the I did it stuff at all. I complain about it quite often. You can see there again, we got the castle, Spaceship Earth, Tree of Life, Tower of Terror. And then Donald and Daisy. Then on the back side, Mickey and Minnie, Goofy and Pluto. And that's from the marathon weekend. Finisher. That's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today is when we're going to get our bibs, which is kind of crazy. If anyone's down here and you want to cheer me on, let me know, and I will look out for you, because we need as many cheers as possible. So it's a crazy, it really is crazy to think that in 2 weeks we're going to be doing our thing. So my friend Frank, who does a lot of the races with me, a few years ago, he decided to do a certain amount of races for his certain amount of years of being alive. He does not want me to tell people how old he is, so we're not going to say. But he decided to do, so let's say if it was me, because I'm younger than him, it would be like if I wanted to do 39 races because I'm 39 years old throughout my 39th year alive. And so he was trying to do a certain amount, but he's older, a lot older. He's like the crypt keeper. And I'm just hoping that he's watching right now. And and so my friend Catherine, who I did my college program with, actually, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go to our college program profile here. Catherine was at I think I'm like 90% positive I know her. Oh, look at young Brent and Catherine. Holy cow, I should take a picture and send this to her. That's me, my friend Catherine. I was, obviously on the phone with someone. And so Catherine and I have been friends for 20 years as of this year, which is insane. But she's done a few of the races. She knows Frank. And she told Frank about how she was going to go through and do 39 years. Because Catherine's old too. Catherine's a year older than I am. Not a year. She's a month to the day older than I am. And so she decided for her 39th year, she was going to do 39 races. And with that, she decided she was going to sign up for the Dopey Challenge. So she is signed up for the Dopey Challenge with Frank and I. She's never done the Dopey Challenge. She's never done a full marathon. So I am nervous for her, mainly due to the fact that I don't want her to die because of me and have it so her. I saw her husband a few weeks ago and I was like, so are you excited for your wife to become a widower? Because I think that's what's going to happen. This is crazy. I forgot. Oh, and there's Catherine punching me too in front of the old Dumbo. There's her punching me, and there's old Dumbo in Fantasyland. Look at that. And then I don't know what's happening here. Oh, I know exactly what's happening here. The car did not break down. That's my roommate Kyle's car. This is now because I know exactly why. I made him pull over because I saw a town that was called Christmas, and I wanted to get a picture of this Christmas. Anyways, now we're just going down memory lane here. Is there a theme for the marathon weekend this year? So for the marathon weekend, they don't typically do a theme. I mean, like last year was like the 90s because it was the 30th anniversary, but they typically do. It's always like, so Pluto will be the 5K here. Actually, let's pull that up real quick here too. I've got the event guide with me, so you can kind of see it. We'll be cheering on. The kids are doing the 5K again. Yes. I'm gonna, as soon as you find out their corrals and stuff, let me know because I would love to look out for them. Because that was last year, was when you shouted out, "Go Brent, go!" and I was so crowded, and I was like, I think someone just said something to me, but I'm not positive. And then the next week, you were like, I shouted your name, and I was like, it was you. I didn't say it in like a mean way like that. It was you. How dare you? Okay, here we go. So this year is just kind of more basic of designs. I like it a lot though. Here you go. Here's the course for you. Actually, it's the exact same course as last year. They're going to start off, go around the parking lot, make their way around World Showcase. The only difference is it's not going to be going outside of World Showcase like it used to last year. You're going to stay in the park, and then you get to actually run through the new area, which I'm really excited about. So, yeah. Okay, but we just gave you on a lot more. I want to cheer you on, but how early do I get there? Where do I park? So you have to get there early. Actually, right now I am making a plan for my friend Catherine. Her dad is going to be down there with us, and he wants to cheer her on at different locations. So I'm actually making a plan for him on where to go for each cheering location. So if you get to if you get to Epcot parking lot before 5:00, and you have to be there before, like you have to be there before 4:30, typically. It might be even earlier than that. They'll let you park at Epcot, and then you can hop on the monorail, and then from the monorail, you go to the Ticket Transportation Center, and then you can go to Main Street USA, and it's one of the coolest things in the world because you can go into Main Street without park reservation. It's before the park actually opens up, and it really is the coolest area. It's the coolest thing for here. You know what? You're going into extra innings just because I'm just now talking about anything and everything. Here, let's do this. Okay, and then we're gonna go back here, remove that one, and then we're gonna go here. Wait, I'm just trying to get this all situated. If it gets situated. I'm just waiting for these commercials to be done. I don't know why it's even showing me these commercials. I have no interest in this movie. Anyone but you? Never even heard of it. It's rated R. You know me. I'm always down with those rated R movies. Here we go. This is what we want. We're going to pause that. And blow that up. Oh, not too much though. Wait a minute. Okay. Then we're going to share screen. Share screen. Okay, and then blow that up. And then unmute it. Unmute it. All right, so this is running the move to USA. This is usually when I start yelling at the crowd to get louder. Maybe not always, but usually. Look, all these people here.
Come on, get loud!
There you go. They're right.
No one's there.
I'll be running through Magic Kingdom on Saturday and Sunday.
Here we go, mile 10.
Saturday earlier.
We've only got
Sunday.
16.2 to go.
So Saturday.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Doesn't matter how many times you do this. I always have the biggest smile on my face going down Main Street, USA.
It is. This guy who's talking right now, he knows what he's talking about. It is the greatest feeling. This is what I get excited for the marathon. Is this right here.
We're going to our traditional selfie up here. And then we're going to keep on going. I hope we can get it right in here again.
So
I was really hoping for people over.
cool.
I do want to risk the 10-minute ride.
Pause that. There we go. All right. So, yeah. So it's just one of the coolest feelings in the world. But you guys have gotten a lot of extra innings here without even going to extra innings. So we are going to wrap this up right here. Now, in case you wanted to know about this, sometimes in life you succeed, but sometimes there's fails. But you'll never succeed without Patreon pals. Thank you for joining us once again tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed our talk about the Osborne Family's Festival Dancing Lights and then just me rambling for the last 20 minutes. As always, if you're not already subscribed on this channel, make sure you subscribe. If you know anyone, we are trying to get 34 more subscribers before the end of the year. So send 34 of your closest friends or enemies if you don't like my stuff. Send your enemies over as well so they have to be in pain too. So we can get our 34 subscribers up before the end of the year. We are so close, just not quite there yet. Since we won't see you, well, no, actually, we'll see you on Saturday in the park. But if we don't see you on Saturday in the park, I hope everyone out there has a very Merry Christmas. And until next time, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Until next week, have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I just can't.